Hello there everyone, this is Silent Mark 3 and welcome back to Armoured to the Core, here in the world of Avorion. And welcome to a trade screen. Yes, I know, exciting isn't it? Let's see, 240, right. Okay. Sorry about the lack of video last week, but as part of the general thing that was going on, and with, I must admit, my irritation at finding Boss Swok, I felt like I needed a bit of a break from this game. 240? Yeah, I need 20 more. Okay. So that's what's happened. I was breaking briefly, and as you can see, I've been a little bit busy in the interim. I've got some more materials, but more importantly, I've got an absolute boatload of cash. 11.77 million right now, to be precise. And that's a good little war chest for the time being, but I also know that the Word Osiris is a money-hungry beast, which I must keep feeding, both to allow it to live and allow it to grow. It is a sad truth, but it is a truth nonetheless. So I am having to take more advantage of trading in order to try and keep everything going, keep the lights on, basically. I know there's a servo factory around here somewhere. Where was it? Yeah. So basically, I've got one more area on my hit list to try and find Boss Swoks, and that's in response to a comment in the previous video. There it is, all the way down there. Okay, I'll just jump down this way then. And that was a comment that someone thought he appeared in the iron to neonite range. I've been exploring the border around here of iron to titanium, so iron to neonite puts it somewhere down here, roughly. So I'm going to try and searching around there in a last attempt to get Boss Swoks. But then, if nothing comes of that, I will officially abandon him for the time being and move on to other pursuits. Because, quite simply, I am fed up of trying to find him. Very, very, very much so, to the point where, as I said, I took a brief break from the series. Though that said, there has been some interim play, as you can see. The ship has expanded a little bit. There's more thruster power, though it's currently exposed. And there's also the fact that I've got millions and millions in cash and more resources and things like that. And as you saw, a full cargo hold as well. And that's because, well, there's something else I've been doing. I thought I'd actually upgrade my firepower a bit. Because, you know, I said there wasn't really factories, but I actually stumbled across the last few bits I needed. So, there's something else to do and try to distract myself from the whole Boss Swoks fiasco. There has to be a better way to find him, but I'll be damned if I know it. As a distraction from that, I started to look back into upgrading my guns, because, as I said, there was a decent factory around here, which I could get some okay weaponry for this area. And since I found all the factories I needed, I was just running around scavenging all the parts. I think it's servos I'm short of, isn't it? Yeah. I've got the required material list in a text document here, which I found is a good way to do it, since taking notes within the game is not reliable. But I've got the list here, and I know how many guns I want to go and try and get. I require 400 servos. I've only got 160, so yeah. It's just a matter of trying to gather the resources now. And, ooh, that is just in range. Excellent. I won't make you wait with me for the entire duration of my recharge, but there is still one thing I need to impart regarding the time between the last video and this one. And that's the fact that I actually have an artifact now. Yes, I know, no need to pass out from shock. I have an artifact here. Artifact number 4. To be specific, this is the one that you get from trading it from a merchant. So yes, I had enough money, I stumbled across a merchant in my journeys, so I thought, hey, I better grab it, at least I can say I'm making a tiny bit of progress. So here we go, artifact number 4. And if memory serves, that is worth a whole bunch of extra turrets. Let's see. Or at least it should be, isn't it? Hang on. Did that do anything? Wait, +1? Oh, what a rip. If you have watched Lathrix's videos, then you saw when he was using these, the artifacts were worth like +5 or something. I suspect, since that's only adding 1, then it looks like there's been an update and the artifacts have been nerfed. Well done. Oh well, can't be helped, I guess. Yeah, let's continue anyway. Since just revealing that I had an artifact, which in itself is great, even if I can't use it as an all-powerful turret module, which I don't really mind that much, to be honest, but it's still a little bit sad to see. Where's the servo factory? I think that's it. At least I've actually got one, you know? And 120... Blast it. This is the other problem with doing this. Factories are not exactly a reliable source of parts, so I'm going to have to scavenge around a bit more to try and find an extra set of servos. So yeah, I'll spare you all that nonsense while I just try and do it, so catch you in a few moments. Time to go part hunting, I suppose. Yeah, this is why I want better weapons. You saw me fighting in the previous videos, but I really want something that packs a bit more punch, you know? A ship the size I am should not be taking this long to kill something with 100 hit points. It really shouldn't. So that's why I want better equipment. Well, that took a bit of doing, but I managed to scrounge the parts I require, and continued a bit of armour expansion while I was at it, so the front of the Wurge Osiris is starting to take shape quite nicely. But in the meantime, here I am, in the system with the turret factory I'm after, with a shipload full of parts. You really should be a way to remote order these things. Even if it costs a good bit more than the stock price, there must be an easier way to get these parts. At least there should be. That's what I think. Anyway, let's just get close to the stock factory and get my new weaponry. I know it's not going to be something impressive to any long-term player, because it's actually pretty weak overall. But compared to what I've got now, it is ridiculously powerful, because right now I'm operating with mostly weapons that are like 5 to 10 DPS, or a really good one is 17 DPS, so yeah, not that great. Anyway, chain guns, exceptional. Let's ramp up the parts. So there we go. And here we go. This is what I'm going to be getting. A bunch of Tech 9, so really low-tech chain guns. Iron grade. But they have independent targeting, so that means I can use them for my supplemental turrets. Range of nearly 6 kilometers, accuracy of 97, 4 per second fire rate, but 24.4 damage. So these things will do just over 95 DPS each. But they only cost 4,500 to build. Well, after the expense of all the parts that I bought, which is like, I don't know, a couple of 100,000 or something. It's just taken me a long time to find all the bits and pieces. That's the problem. But, more importantly, I bought enough parts to build 20 of these things. So, here we go. Okay. I now have 20 of these new gun turrets ready to go. I think that'll do for some armament for the time being. At least I'm pretty sure it will. Aren't you guys? So yeah, let's see. Is there anything I can do to ramp up my armed turrets any further? I don't think I have any good mods for it. I think blue's the best I've got. Wait, no I don't. Green? All turrets plus what? I can put 2 extra guns on. Yay. That's so great. Then again, I can pull off the trade system to mount an extra 2 guns, so 4 guns. Huzzah. I really need better modules. Oh well. Mobile turret merchant. No thank you, I just built a whole load of turrets. So, let's go ahead and strip off my weapons. There's one set there. I've got to find them all first. There's one up here. There's some down here. I think there's some more over here, isn't there? Yes, there was. Where? Oh, there's some. Right. And there's some more. So the rear-mounted turrets are gone. Is that all of them? Yes, that's all of them. And I can mount 10 right now. So that's half of my available arsenal. Let's get the right parts. Let's get the rarity. Yeah, look at that. 1s and 2s and 1s and things. And then suddenly there's like 20 of these things up here. So, yeah, this should do. Oh, I had something that do. I had one turret that could do 80, but it was a manual control, apparently. That's why I wasn't using it. My independent targeting stuff, though, is way worse. So yeah, this is going to be a massive upgrade in firepower. Perfect for dealing with Boss Swoks, if I could ever find that bloomin' swine. But I digress. Anyway, I'm going to get myself rearmed, and then I'm going to start swinging more in a forward direction to try and pick up some trails on other things. So, peace through firepower, I believe is the phrase here. Peace through firepower. Whoops, I guess that was my mistake. Because of the break, I actually forgot that I had dismounted a module required to operate all of my unarmed turrets, namely this +5. So the legendaries haven't actually been changed, as in the artifacts haven't, because I've got enough now for all of my turrets, plus an extra 2 armed, and when I put the artifact in, I suddenly have 5 extra free, so that is still working as intended. And that was just me. Sorry everyone, I goofed up again. But hey, you're used to that by this point, aren't you? Well, I should hope you are if you've been sticking around my channel for any length of time. I goof up pretty consistently, to be quite honest. On the plus side though, I don't feel like mounting any additional turrets, but since that is actually a +5, that means I can pull that off, and have the artifact installed, and have an extra module installed. Well, actually an extra 2. Because I installed enough of a computer core and the power generators for it to fit an extra module on top of that. So, 2 more free slots. I'm sure I'll find something to put into them. There's always a good use for more slots, isn't there? Well, well, what do we have here? It's Boss Bloomin Swoks III. Well, seems like the comment was correct, and this is actually the right place to be, roughly. I'm a little bit south of where I was searching before, and I've just stumbled across him after like 6 jumps, so it looks like most of my fruitless searching was outside the range. Anyway, Boss Swoks III. Well, hello there. Now, who might you be? I could ask you the same, that, yep. Not heard of you yet? Well, yes I have, but in the game I have not, so meta for the win. I am Boss Swoks III, Scourge of the Outer Sectors. Hang on. Sorry. I am Boss Swoks III, Scourge of the Outer Sectors. You will get to know me soon enough. You don't scare me. Oh, looks like we have a brave hero here. I might actually like you. I'll kill you quickly. Gee, thanks. You have 2 choices. You can choose to pay 3,724,000 credits for your pathetic life and ship, or you can choose to die. Now, what will it be? Is there a third alternative? No. Is there really no third alternative? No. Why no third alternative? Because I said so. Enough stupid questions. Die! Sorry. I love the conversation with this guy because it's one of those stupid things that most people don't bother to put in, but that someone just wrote that in deliberately, and they actually give you an achievement the first time you do that. The voices are just because I felt like doing it, basically. Plus, I bought time for my hyperdrive to finish loading up and let my batteries recharge, so there is that. Anyway, Boss Swoks, have at ye. I shall kill you in the name of my own glorious progress, and yeah, as you can see, I have lots of active weapon ports ready to go. Click them on. And let's just wander over there. Now, I've got to keep my nose down now because it turns out I forgot about integrity fielding the armor on my sides, so I've now got integrity fields mounted there, but it's kind of exposed. But oh yeah, that's much better. Look at the damage they're doing. So much damage so quickly. Enemy ships are exploding. This is how it should be. And they're using their range to engage other ships as well, so yep. I am happy with my weapons upgrade. I just have to try and avoid letting them kill my integrity field systems because I'd rather that not happen. But yeah, Boss Swoks is already dead. So much build-up, such a beautiful gravelly voice, and then he dies incredibly quickly, so yeah. Oh, getting those new turrets was definitely worth it. Because these pirates are just melting before them now. Oh yeah. That was glorious. And also very short, so really a letdown after how much trouble I had finding the guy, I think. But that couldn't be helped now, could it? Not really, given the state of my ship and what's going on. Is there anything over there of use? No. Not really, only small amounts. No. No. Ooh, 27,000 iron. Yep. Grab. Grab. Fly, my pretties. Fly and consume the corpse of Boss Swoks III. I said fly that way, not this way. Come on. Mush. Mush. Thank you. It's like they almost don't want to do my bidding. But anyway, legendary artifact. 3 strokes. So, quest complete. I have got 2 artifacts now. And that is most excellent. Is there anything I can do here to replace things? It's almost enough to replace those 2 there, but only almost. I could outright replace this and save myself 0.31 gigawatts of power because the artifacts don't use any power. Or I could unmount 2 weapons and replace these 2 outright with an artifact. Yeah, let's do that. Strip those 2 out, mount those, pull that slot down there, move the sensor slot, and suddenly I have a free slot again, so I can mount even more. And that's just fine by me. I'll just pull a couple off the top here because reasons. So there we go. I've got the turrets kind of studded around the ship right now. So yeah, okay. Boss Swoks is finally out of the way. And that leaves me free to pursue other things. And I wasn't actually that far off. I was like around here, and then it's like, get down here, and it's like, oh, there he is. So I think this is roughly the zone I was supposed to be in. But most of my searching was all the way up here, so that wasn't good at all. Okay, on to other things. There is hidden mass over here. Actually, I'm surrounded by hidden mass. That's fine. I do believe that is an orange over there, actually, so I'm going to let my fighters dock, and then I need to do a quick sweep around and make sure I grab everything from this place. Yeah, that's an orange turret or module, I think. It's definitely not a white one. Come on, last fighter. Thank you. Okay, let's go over there then. Power! Twist and turn, and what are you? You are a exceptional titanium mining turret. So not that good, or not that much use to me at this point. Especially since I would have preferred you to have auto-targeting, but still good to have nonetheless. I'll find some use for you sooner or later. Okay, what? I just jumped into this place and there seems to be a full-scale battle of some sort going on. What's going on here? Who are these people? 7 ships from... Oh, I see. There's actually a pirate war going on in this place. I've never actually come across this before. But you know what they say. If there's a pirate war, then it's a target-rich environment. So, in we go. Charge! I'm still breaking in my new weapons after all. I need to shoot stuff with them. And oh dear, that guy just melted. Yeah, these turrets will definitely do well by me for a while. They're doing the job quite nicely. Okay, and all the rest of them are over this way. Time to go pick on the weaklings. Oh, that angle's bad. He might hit one of my integrity generators. But my turrets are significantly better, so he's dead. Right. I also like the range on these things. That's one of their key points, really. Lots and lots of range. I just have to be careful now maneuvering through the asteroids, because if I have a serious impact with them, they can tear my armor off. And that will lead to costly repair. Oops. Yep, I kind of clipped one there. No damage. Okay. I think I'm about to... Yep, I just clipped another one. Oh dear. That's the problem with a big, slightly unwieldy ship. You're gonna bump into things half the time, aren't you? Oh well, could be worse. I could be one of the pirates. And ooh, there's a big titanium rock there. I'll be harvesting that as soon as I'm done with these guys. I just know better than to let my mining fighters out while there's still hostiles around. And there we go. Area safe, except for the aliens. Flipping aliens. There's always aliens or something nasty around here. Oh geez, that guy has some serious burst fire machine guns. Look at that. No, that's the problem with burst fire, though. They overheat immediately and then shut down, so it's just this massive stream of projectiles and then nothing. Still, those were pretty fast cooling. I must admit that. But still, that was the last hostiles here. This sector is mine. All mine. Everything here is mine. It's all mine. That's mine, that's mine, that's mine. And to quote the cats, except for that bit. That bit could be someone else's. Yeah, this rock here, that belongs to someone else. The rest of it, all mine. I'm sorry, finding Boss Swoks has actually put me in a bit of a good mood. So, you'll have to put it with me being a little bit silly, I think. Hey, that's fair trade, isn't it? And of course, because this wouldn't be Avorion without some kind of peaceful scene going on, you get to see this precious rock of minerals being slowly drawn into the gaping black maw in the top of the Word Osiris. I've rearranged the lasers in there, by the way. They were around the rim, now they're in the middle, so they have a they have even access to any rock which I might find. But still, you can tell that that section of the Word Osiris means business. And I still actually like the glow in there. It makes it look kind of technical until you get close and realise it's actually solid rock. Honestly, I have no idea what the hell I'm on about. It's just... I'm just saying stuff, okay? I'm trying to talk and be entertaining, like, rah, 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 listen to me kind of thing. And sometimes that just results in insane babbling like this. And another rock is devoured. Yes. That's the way. Oh, hello. I think this is probably going to be my final encounter for this particular video because it has been dragging on a bit too long, really, in terms of recording, and I've still got to edit and render and then try and get it out, so yeah, I think this is probably going to be the last thing I do today. But every so often I come across these rings of things, like this ring of ships. So, a Milail isn't... well, basically these guys are just mistrustful in general. Hang on. Let's get that. Okay. So basically, whenever I come across this, I think it's like a ritual, like... it's kind of like... it's like you wander out into the woods and then you find some kind of ritual, some celebration of faith in some aspect or element or something like that. So, religion, basically. And until now, I've just ignored these guys. I've just steered clear. But these guys, I think I can handle them quite easily. And they're always around this big rock of material. And in this case, it's 110,000 titanium. However, I suspect if I start to mine this, they will immediately become hostile because of how everything is arrayed around it. So I'll effectively be desecrating a holy site. But my excuse is the word Osiris is called Osiris. It's named after a god. Therefore, I am a divine power, and their petty beliefs do not matter to me because reasons. So... yeah. Look, I wouldn't do this in real life. If you come across a site which is obviously religious or of great importance to someone or other in real life, don't do this. Because ultimately this is a game. I am more respectful than that in real life kind of thing, but in this game I'm kind of like an opportunistic pillager kind of thing, I guess, because isn't the whole point like you're trying to go to the core to ransack it for precious materials and things? So I'm switching all weapons to automatic, lasers to automatic. Let's see what this does. Starting to mine. Now, what are they going to do? Will they react to this? I'm fully expecting them to attack me. Can't contact them in any way, but... well, what do you know? They don't seem to react when someone comes along and starts to harvest their holy relic. Unless they only attack when it actually gets killed, or when it gets to below a certain percentage of health. I don't know. But I was expecting more reaction than this. Oh well, I'll leave the guns powered up, so if they do get aggressive, they will get shot at immediately. Also, I've just added these armoured wedges onto the side of the Osiris because this is where the fighter bays are going to go, here in the sides. Like, just buried on either side of the craft rather than having these things over here. And since this is their permanent housing, I'm going to build them long as well to give them some hit points, some ability to resist incoming damage, but they're going to be vulnerable no matter what, unfortunately. So, yep, that's what I'm doing. I figure in for a penny, in for a pound. So I've got my mining fighters to come and join in just to harvest this thing faster. And as usual, they're wandering off to the back of the ship before most of them even try to engage whatever I pointed them at, so... yeah. Fighters really could do with a couple of extra commands, to be honest. Kinda like kind of like when you have AI captain ships with you. Like, I'd love to be able to tell my fighters to be able to go and harvest anything they can find. And the salvage fighters as well. And, oh look, pirates. Good thing my weapons are still online. But then again, if they're fighters and supposed to be limited range, which they aren't, they can go anywhere basically, as long as you can target whatever you're pointing them at. Maybe tell them be able to auto harvest anything within X range. It'd be also nice if the symbols change as well, like when they lose their target, they immediately switch to defend mode and just come back to you, so you can actually tell from looking at the icons what they're doing. I don't know. As everyone really knows, the fighters are very much in development, just like the rest of the game. And yep, the pirates have wandered a bit too close. My guns are now opening fire on them. And the people around me are liking that, even though I am desecrating their Holy of Holies. Yeah. I think this particular encounter needs a bit more scripting than this. Because it's not done much of anything so far. And there we go, the last fighter in that attack is dead. And as you can see, all of my fighter squadrons are currently out and about. Harvesting and gathering, salvaging, and scratching the paint off each other when they fly a bit too close and crash into things. So basically they're all just out there trying to do stuff and sometimes actually managing to do it. Yeah, it's still better than not having them, I guess, but, you know, problems. Those guys are okay. Actually, no, that's the salvage squad coming back. I couldn't tell. Yeah. You've got to actually watch and see if there's a target marker somewhere. Yep, that wreck's gone. Okay. I can just call these guys back now. There's no call for them to be out there anymore. Ooh, I got an achievement! Hooray! What's that one? Miner. Mine and collect 100,000 resources. Okay. I thought I'd done that before now, but now that I think about it, in most of my games I've wound up using salvage for most of my materials, so I guess I actually haven't. That group can come back too. There's still plenty of life left in this rock. Well, actually no, it's down to about a quarter health now. All that delicious titanium. And it's done! All fighters, feel free to come back. So all the miners can come in, back in as well. So all my little minions are coming back, and there's been absolutely zero reaction from the watching ships. They just sat here in worship and did absolutely nothing while I mined away the rock that was the centre of their existence in this encounter. I am honestly a bit disappointed. They didn't even try to drive me off as I desecrated this entire site, but yeah. Sadly, that is how it has ended. So, my video has got to stop there because I am roughly at the half-hour mark of usable recording, so when did I delete that? When did I expose that thruster? I don't remember doing that. But yeah, this has been I Am Mark 3. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I'll catch you all some other time in some other video. Yep, I'll just wander over this way. I'll see you all later. Nope, and I almost drove straight into a rock that I didn't spot. Yeah, that's kind of typical, that.